So as many of you know by now, Minecraft 1.17 is releasing sometime this summer of 2021. However, the Caves and Cliffs updates are being released weekly. I'm not going to make this intro too long now, all I ask is that you give a like and subscribe if you like what you see. With all that being said, I present to you my 100 days of the Caves and Cliffs update thus far. Enjoy. Starting off the 100 days, I spawned right next to a village. I honestly thought that the save was going to be a bust, but hey. Got us a wonderful start. Because every start of Minecraft is rudimentary, I'll play it in the background and I'll cover what I'm very excited to see through this playthrough and of course my plans. For one, I am very interested on how the new vast cave systems play in survival along with just the whole mining experience. Secondly, because I'm so fascinated by the new cave generation, I want to make a whole cave that I find my base. Currently, those are really the only two changes that have been added to Minecraft so far, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So as you probably saw, I casually raided the village in the background of this intro. And it was time for me to move on and get some resources underground. I collected plenty of coal, copper, and of course iron, and because the majority of all three of these ores do not spawn deep slate, I tried to collect as much ore as I possibly could. Apart from knowing that these ores don't usually spawn in the deep slate, another thing I quickly became used to was how many mobs spawn in these caves. I mean, there isn't all too many mobs, but for how small that this cave is, I'm very scared to see exactly how many mobs spawn in those massive giant caves that we see. I surfaced to collect more food for the run, including pigs, chicken, and sheep, then got distracted by the beauty of the new terrain generated because of the underwater caves. I just gotta put it out there, Mojang did such a great job with constructing these caves and making it transition into the earth super well. I don't know if this is as intended, but I have to be honest with you, I hope it is, because this is breathtaking as is. Directly after sightseeing, it was back to murder time. I started to explore this open cave with plenty of resources exposed, and this is where I decided to set up my shop for the time being. Day 3 was like day 2 all over again, just more mining and more smelting because faster tools. After that it was time to smelt all of my food for the next journey for the next biggest thing. And that next biggest thing would be venturing out to see the outdoors around me. Yeah, I'm just kidding, it wasn't very long until I found the new cave to MLG into. However, this cave was heavily guarded by creepers and zombies, but the treasure at the end was well worth it. Now this looks like a perfect cave to live in, and that I did. I started day 4 clearing out my new soon-to-be home whilst being interrupted by the old owners, then decided here it was the best place to set up shop. I needed food, so I dug up to make a straight shot from surface to my new base while finding that there is a whole ocean directly above my cave. And to be straight up honest with everyone here, I love minor inconveniences. When I dug my way out, I quickly realized that it was night, and then I collected some dirt. You'll come to find that this becomes a common theme throughout this whole video. And then I also collected some wood to expand my base. Day 5 strolls around, now it's time to locate where my underground farm is going to go. Oh, dang. Oops, I found diamonds, what a shame. You know, as much as I love finding diamonds when I'm not trying to look for them, it's also just as infuriating when I am trying to look for them and I never find a single patch. I saved this last half of the cave for the very end, and on complete accident, I saved the best for last. This was easily the most impressive part of the cave that I'm currently living in, and I may have gotten scuffed up in the process, but come on, I mean, look at this cave. It's immaculate. I gotta say, one of the best parts about this is that it's actually connected to a mine shaft, so I went for a mine shaft run for a second. Check out my day 5 treasures. At this point, it became very clear where my farm was going to be built, so I placed some saplings and got distracted and found diamonds on complete accident. Oh well, what are you gonna do? And started farming my results. And today I finally surface. Feels nice to have some fresh air and some sunlight. I even found some cows, which I had this evil genius idea to bring them back home. But that's for a different day, so now let's expand the farm, shall we? My evil genius idea starts on day 9. Here it is. I make a fence, I fill up the area with water, I kill slime for leads, dig an annoying 2x2 hole until y -29 and drop my new friends into this very spacious parameter. One of the cows was so happy, in fact, he became Jesus and floated up in front of me thanking me for bringing him to his new home. And on day 10, I make them make love. Wheat is consent. While I wait for those two love boards While I wait for those two lovebirds to create life, I decorate my cave to make it feel like home. Well, as much as I can make a massive cave feel like home at least. In order to make my cows love each other forever, I'm going to need an infinite supply of wheat. So I threw that down in the corner and made a farming district. I don't know where the time went, but I clearly must have farmed wheat and potatoes for the last day, and I guess I must have done some tedious house chores because I have no content for the rest of day 11. It's time to harvest more dirt. Yeah, my favorite. Can't wait to do that. Then expand my farm to add my new glorious sugarcane farm so I can make an enchantment room in the near future. Then I complete the second floor of the farm because that was definitely necessary, and because I was streaming and someone wanted me to make a 69 in the wall, I had to do it, I guess. I felt the need to at least, and I couldn't resist. He wanted amethyst in the 69, but that is gonna have to wait. Day 14 wasn't anything super exciting either. I ran out of coal, and coal doesn't spawn the deep slate, so I had to surface to mine a whole day's worth of coal. This took literally 20 minutes of mining coal. I lost my sanity during this. I started day 15 off right, staring at my treasures. Hey, new font by the way. And you know, I just couldn't get enough of mining coal all of day 14. I decided to do it again for day 15 for some reason. I found even more diamonds starting off day 16, or should I say diamond, but I wasn't sad for too long because, hey look, more diamonds. Yeah, I mined all day, so that's pretty much my only two highlights for the day. Now that I had a surplus of diamonds, it was time for me to make a diamond pickaxe and go obsidian hunting. In the process though, I managed to find a plethora of animals and new biomes to explore. I found that lava pit I was looking for and destroyed the obsidian at lightning fast speeds. Check me out. Day 18 was the day I would finally enter the Nether, and I got the best spawn I possibly could have received. All jokes aside, there was actually a fortress, but it was gonna be a butt-clenching journey for sure. So I built to it and then jumped down into the fortress, and then this happened. I nearly darn pooped myself at this point. I guess while I'm here, I might as well grind up some blaze rods for future Eyes of Ender. I started day 19 right by staring at my treasures. Wait, did I already say that? Then hopped into the Nether again to see what's on the other side of the lava ocean. There wasn't all too much, spoiler alert, but I did find some piglins, pigmen, pigpogs, piglins, poglins, pogmen, barterers, yeah, those things, and tried to collect as many ender pearls as I possibly could. Oh, that noise. On day 20, I got impatient waiting for my sugarcane to grow, so I set out on a voyage for more sugarcane. I got distracted again. Man, I really got to keep out of these caves with this 100 days let's play. I did end up finding a ravine and a group of cave dwellers, but I honestly forgot to collect sugarcane and wasn't very lucky I didn't find any anyways. So, because of my unsuccessful day 20 journey to find sugarcane, I just came back home and decided to try to make an enchantment room with what I already have. Apparently, I pretty much had enough to make everything I needed, and my first two enchantments were really lucky. And of course, the luck streak even continues after that, leaving me with this smexy looking bow. Now that I have acquired a Silk Touch pickaxe, it was time to take full advantage of it and start mining nether gold. I smelted all of the gold ingots down and then traded with my best friends. Well, not really, they wanted to murder me, but they were giving me some ender pearls, so I had no issues with that. On day 23, I took even further advantage of my Silk Touch pickaxe and started digging out some grass blocks. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a Silk Touch shovel, so I mean, I gotta work with what I got, right? I took all my pickaxe grass blocks down to the cave to make myself an underground oasis. I then sailed out on my journey to kill the Ender Dragon, which took the rest of day 23 because I am such a noob. Finally entered the portal room at the start of day 24, but unfortunately I got curb stomped by a silverfish and my last Eye of Ender flew out of my hands and not into the portal frame. So I cried a little bit, but I'm really good at improvising, so I went back and threw down some water on my lava pit here, mined up some obsidian, and then had to go back to the Nether to get one last blaze rod so that way I can go back to the end. After that horrible ender dragon fight, sorry, I'm so bad at Minecraft. I mean, perfectly executed. I mean, I didn't die at all. What are you talking about? I decided to get over it and then jumped into the portal to find myself an elytra and make a vow to never come back to the end. Wow, not gonna lie, I had no idea how good the loot was in these chests. I thought they were actually terrible. Now luckily the first end city that I encountered had an end ship, so you know me, I full on thiefed around and stole those wings. And this is just a little awkward. I can't put the wings on because my silly boy self, I thought it would be a great idea to equip a diamond chestplate with the curse of binding. So here we are. As day 27 rolls around, I took the dragon's soon-to-be children and started to enchant some items. The only thing I was really happy about here was looting 3 sword, and you know what that means, cows. Oh, actually, I take it back. Efficiency 4 and Power 4 bow is actually a really good highlight here. Nothing exciting happened today, just some house chores. Oh, and I had decided to make a strip mine, and wow, I didn't think that strip mines were actually effective, but boy was I wrong. Day 29 through 33, I decided to make a house remodel, so here's that. Once again, it was potato time and cow loving session time, along with some other house chores to keep me occupied for the first half of day 35. I also felt a sudden urge to go back and mine, and I dug into a massive cave with diamonds left and right, along with an amethyst geode. I had the idea to mine it all, but I didn't realize the sheer size of the geodes in Minecraft, so I dug out a little chunk and returned home instead, not of course without finding some loot. Now that I finally found an amethyst geode, it was finally time to fill in the massive 69 in the farming district, and then ventured back into the caves and found a mine shaft this time. I found my 10th diamond patch of the world, and then even found some more in the minecart right after. Now I'm rolling in diamonds, boy. I noticed something odd about the roof of the mine shaft and decided to mine into it because, let's face it, we all know that this is a geode. And this geode was quite strange. At first I thought the mine shaft was inside the geode, but the center of this chunk was actually very solid and there was no mine shaft inside of it. I heard some sloshy slime noises and mined to it because slime are very rare and I want to take advantage of that, and conveniently found my way home because of it. Started day 37 off staring at my treasures once again. Wait, how often do I do this? And then proceeded to test my luck at the Minecraft casino. I spent the rest of the day constructing a wall to the path that connects to the Nether fortress, so that way I don't fall off the bridge in the future. I'll phrase this as idiot proofing. I spent the beginning of day 38 looking back at what I've done this far. That or I was taking bathroom break or something. While in the process of breaking stone, I accidentally found a cave filled with some green tall misfits of course, trying to bomb me, and then casually went back mining stone. After a hard long day of mining precious stone, it was time to prepare for a little bit more of my newest project by organizing my inventory and making sure I had enough blocks to get started. Alright, there's no sense hiding it at this point. I'm going to create myself the ultimate end grinding machine. Grindering, yes, that's a new word I invented today. However, this is going to take me close to 8 days to complete, so let's speed this up for your watching experience. First, I created the killing platform, but then realized I was going to need string for some wool, because I didn't really feel like making a sheep farm to get wool, and then used the wool to make carpet. So I turned this cave spider spawn that conveniently ran through the middle of my home into a grinder. On its own, the cave spider grinder took a couple days, so it was a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it was either that or I went through the forest and then did what I did with the cows to sheep, and I couldn't do that to my poor sheep. Now that I was all settled, it was time to make a roof for my killing chamber, and then add the walls up to the spawning platform. On day 47, I finished the spawning platform, but not the spawn the endermite part, so this farm won't work until I get that complete. I had to go back home for a couple more resources for that to work, but I then nearly died. Again. Then I got the endermite to spawn in and named him Docmite. Thanks to Retro, by the way. Very clever name indeed. Trapped him and turned this area into a permanent solitude where Docmite would never move freely again and stay here in fear from Enderman for the rest of his life. Wow, Minecraft is actually kind of a cruel game. I have to say, Enderman grinders are super satisfying when completed, so this works wonderfully, much like I expected. This grinder works so well, in fact, that it was time to create a full enchanting table to take full efficiency of this grinder. I also spent the following day perfecting my armor and tool sets as well. So here are the highlights. Sorry about day 51, I did nothing but walk around because a Minecraft developer by the name of Henrik Nieberg decided to shout my stream out, and I'm not gonna lie, it bangs a bit because I never had 100 plus viewers on my live stream before at one moment. So thank you, Henrik. Day 52 through day 54, I set out on a journey to find rabbits, but more importantly a village. I had a master plan that I wanted to do, but I needed villagers for this idea. Plus bundles sound like a fun item to try out for the first time as well. My master plan involved fish. I know it's a weird start, but bear with me. So I started day 55 by crafting a fishing pole and went fishing. That didn't last very long though because I became very bored super quickly, so I became a spear fisherman instead. After brutally stabbing a couple fish, I used those fish to tame a couple cats so I could breed them in the future. One of the builds is going to include a creeper farm. I mean, I've been hiding it this whole time, but the whole thing I'm going to be doing is creating the grinding district. This district is going to have a combination of a villager breeder, creeper farm, sugarcane farm, and of course the iron farm in one tight spot. I sailed out on a journey to find the best spot to put all 4 of these grinders in one area. Nothing too exciting happened these next 2 days, just happened to link the portal in the ocean to the home portal for quick access. So if you happen to find that exciting and you like tedious things, then check out the playlist. I streamed this whole entire experience from day 1 to 100 on a live stream, and I'm going to do this for other 100-day videos as well. And of course, all of the links are going to be included down in the description below for anyone that is curious about the other old live streams and continuous new live streams on my Twitch and my YouTube channel. It was time to go borrow some villagers from the village and bring them all the way back to my ocean operation. Sadly, this took 2 full days because digging the moats was kind of a time-consuming process, and thank God for drowns not being able to kill villagers because when I saw this, I went pale. I mean, I'm already pale, but like I got goosebumps and then got cold kind of pale. I got so nervous. I was like, all that work for nothing? Seems how I'm always out of dirt, there is no surprise that I'm collecting some more on day 60. I need this dirt to create some farmland for the villager breeder. On the rest of day 60 I started to create this farm, and the rest of this breeder took me until day 64 to complete. So because this is a very boring project to watch, here's a time lapse. After many days of watching tutorial videos and goofing up literally every single part of it, my villagers were finally creating life. While I wait for the villagers to breed and grow up to be used for the iron grinder, it was time to at least start building it. This took a little bit longer than I'd like to admit, and unfortunately, yeah, this did take until day 75. I'm not joking. What took probably the longest time was getting a zombie to spawn and then get into this 1 block solitude chamber where he would spend the rest of his life, of course. Once I got him locked in and situated, I needed way more blocks, so I created this tunnel down to deep slate to keep everything uniform. Then I worked on the iron golem killing chamber, woke up, almost had a heart attack, and then finally got the villagers in place. So I know what you're probably thinking, this isn't actually 10 days of Minecraft gameplay, is it? Yeah, no it is. I'm not kidding when I say this, that I make a lot of mistakes and I'm bad at Minecraft, but the zombie wasn't even at the correct height, so the villagers just faded out of existence and stopped spawning iron golems. Not to mention, there were plenty of fails as well, so it's time to roll the clips. Now that the iron golem farm works, it's time to get on with the next farm. The grind doesn't stop, you know. I spent all of day 76 chopping down trees so that way I could craft countless amount of trapdoors because creeper farms, that's why. Day 77 I began working on the collection method for the farm. Boy has it been a very long time since I used rails. Much like the villager breeder and iron golem farm, this is also a very tedious and boring thing to watch, so let's make this a little bit quicker. By the end of day 78, the first spawning layer was complete. Oh, also between the days of me creating the iron golem farm, I renamed my 2 original cats Toe in courtesy of Evan and Pesto in courtesy of Kylo. Thank you guys, by the way. Unfortunately, they just got used as creeper scaring contraptions, so that's awesome. I also got a little distracted and started to pretty up the zombie part of the iron farm because it was quite an eyesore.
And you fail.
And it was time to create a tree farm so that way I can get trapdoors much faster. Each layer requires around 8 stacks, which is just wonderful. That's going to take me days of chopping down trees. Foreshadowing. By day 80, I finished the roof of the first floor, and the day following, I nearly died again. Right after that, this time I actually did die from stupidity. I tried to climb the ladder, but I had the elytra on, and I tried to take the elytra off and stop flying, but I couldn't because when space, that didn't work, and yeah, I'm just bad at Minecraft. Most of these days, it's just me chopping down literally every forest in existence to create trapdoors, which I don't really find too entertaining, so I skipped the majority of it. On day 85, I shoved Pesto into the minecart, finished the second floor's floor, and then finished the roof for the whole farm on day 86. By the end of day 88, the kiln chamber was finally completed, and then I spent all of day 89 seeing if it worked. It worked okay, but it was nothing too crazy. But hey, I mean, at least the iron farm exceeded every expectation I had. I also began to AFK the farm over day 90 as well. Because I was in such a rush to complete this district and tidy up the cave base before day 100, there was nothing but business from here on out. So that meant it was time to grind all the resources necessary for crafting pistons and also observers. On day 93, I was peacefully constructing the base of the sugarcane farm and the collection system. Just kidding. To be honest, my game volume in my headset was not connected at the time, so this legitimately scared me. I then spent all of day 94 adding all of the grass and water for the sugarcane farm. You know, the more I think of this, the more I realize, well, I really don't get much done, so hopefully in my next 100 days and perhaps even 1,000 days, we'll have way more content in each day. On day 95, I was primarily focusing on adding all of the redstone components for the farm. What really took so long was actually having to recollect resources and go back into the nether, mine some cobblestone, getting some redstone. It turns out on day 92 and 91, I didn't actually collect enough resources, so I spent the rest of the day also collecting resources all over again. Throughout days 96 and 97, I collected some extra sugarcane and decorated the farm to give it the finished feel to it. The farming district got a little bit of a glow up today. I mined a whole lot of deep slate and expanded the farming district. I mean, it's easier to walk around, but it doesn't really look all that great. It still looks the same, just, you know, easy to walk around, that's all. Well, it's still a good change. Well, what do you want? It was finally time to enter the cave base on day 99, and today was the day where I would hustle to make the cave look as decorated and luscious as humanly possible. I added some extra lighting, some supports to the mine shaft, and some leaves to grow across all the main portions of my home. Here's a little bit of a montage of me building it. Hey, it's me. It's the person that created this video. I just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know if you're watching this far, then you most likely watched the whole video. And for that, I really appreciate it. This project took me a full month to make. It's my first time I've ever done a video like this and ever even made a video that took this long to make in general. So if you really did enjoy this video, or didn't, maybe tell me exactly what you think I could have done better. I love to take criticism. I really do. Constructive criticism helps a long way, especially for someone that's growing and making new videos on YouTube. But if you really did enjoy this, I would really appreciate if you left a like for the YouTube algorithm, because this took forever to make, and maybe even drop a subscription. These are kind of videos that you'll be seeing popping up throughout my feed and everything for the next year to come. So I would really appreciate it if you stuck around and check things out, as I do also live stream all of this every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST, or I don't know anyone else's time zone, but you can figure that out. I don't know. There's too many time zones on this planet. I gotta pick one and stick with it. But with all that being said, the video is over and I have nothing to do but thank you. So thank you so much for watching this video and enjoy the rest of your day.